Hey everybody, this is Eric Solomon bringing you the Monmouth early Pick-5 play of the day for Saturday, May 29th. I put together a $32 ticket. I like the early sequence a lot today, and I'm going to start with the last leg because that's where I think the most likely winner is, and that's number 9, Target Tails. This is the morning line favorite at 2-1. On paper, this horse just looks better than the other 8 rivals. Getting class relief coming out of Open Company, moving in with the New Jersey bred A Other Than Allowance Company. This was last raced in February on the Fountain of Youth undercard in a $25,000 optional $25,000 claimer non-winners one allowance. And I think as a handicapper, that's one of the things I really am looking for, and I make a note of it a lot in my analysis, that when I like to upgrade horses that are coming off of maiden special weight or allowance races on the big race days that the cards are putting together. So it was a pretty loaded field that day, and now this horse had a little bit of time off. Comes to a New Jersey bred race, a lot of horses making their first start of the year. I just think from a class and a pace standpoint, this horse stands out. So once we get past there, I think there are a couple vulnerable favorites in this sequence in the first and the third race. In the first race, I'm trying to beat Liam's Light for Kelly Breen off the long layoff. Did have a good win over the course last year, but I think he's going to be more dangerous next time. So I'm on Psychic Ability. I think another one that really fits from a class and a pace advantage here. I think there's a lot of early speed. This one can be coming over the top late. And I think Overcharged. Maiden winner. You don't see too many maiden special winners from Delta Downs coming up to Oceanport, New Jersey. But that's the case. This one ran a big 5 furlong race, won by I think 10 lengths, put up a huge figure. So this is a big, going an extra furlong, changing circuits off the bull ring there, but certainly could be a horse that has a bright future. In race 3, I'm going to play against both Banyan Breeze and Service with Honor. Those horses both are coming out of 2 separate $16,000 maiden claiming races at Tampa, and both ran good races, which is why they're 2 and 3-1 respectively here. However, I think this is a big step up in class, so I'm going to go 4 deep here. I'm going to use San Antone. My top pick is the 4 Algebraic. I like it was claims cutting back from a sprint, cutting back to a sprint, and it's just a better horse on dirt. Christopher's a little bit interesting. That's a horse I kind of threw in there. And also Kentucky Cool. Both San Antone and Kentucky Cool are 3-time winners of 3 races, which in this multi-condition claimer, that does mean something to me in here. So I'm going to use all 4 of them and hope to grab a price there. Race 2, I think, is pretty logical. Let's Take It Izzy, coming from Keeneland, and debuted with maiden 30 at Keeneland. Showed some speed, faded, but this is a big, even though it's not a big drop on paper, it is a big drop when you look at the horses that horse was up against last month at Keeneland. And then the favorite La Castiglione closed a ton of ground last time out at Pimlico. And, it's going to have to show that you can do it again, and, short price, but makes a lot of sense in the second. Race 4 is the only turf race in the sequence. Looks like, at least right now, they're calling for a lot of rain overnight. So I just like yesterday, I'm going to handicap for both surfaces. Either way, I want to spread in this race because I think there's a lot of possibilities. On the turf, I'm going to go with the 2 favorites, Alonzo Mosley and Stand With Mo. And then I'm going to use 2 long shots, both on the outside, Pathway to Victory, making the first start on the turf, and then also Keyboard Warrior, making the second career start. First start wasn't great, but is dropping out in class there. So I hope to maybe catch a price in there, but I think the favorites are pretty live as well. Then on the dirt, I'm going to use, I'm still going to use Stand With Mo, even though he would be making his first start on dirt if the race is transferred and he doesn't scratch. Super Houdini and Raul Copperhead have the best dirt form, which isn't saying a ton because there really isn't a lot of dirt form to go off in this race. But those 2, I think, are 2 you need to put on your ticket. And then I'm also going to continue with Keyboard Warrior. The pedigree certainly leans dirt on that one, second career start. So, again, another horse that might pay a little bit if we can connect. So that's the $32 ticket for the early pick five. 12:15 first post at Monmouth. That's a change from last year, so make sure you are planning accordingly. Later on in the card, we've got a feature race, 6 furlong sprint, the Mr. Prospector race named after a 2-time leading North American sire and a 9-time leading broodmare sire from 1997 to 2006, 9 years out of 10. Mr. Prospector was the leading broodmare sire in North America. So I think that's a good race today. A lot of 12 race card, a lot of good racing. Good luck to everybody.